So that is the gearbox away. As you can see, we've now got it down on the floor on the jack, and you can just about see the clutch. Yeah, we'll get a better view for you in a minute, but at least it's out and down now. Right, so we've got the gearbox out the way and safe, and as you can see, it's nice and clear there, and there is the clutch. There's a better look at it. What we're going to do is remove that now, and hopefully you can see there's a series of like little, what we call star bolts, then a stud, and then another star bolt. So we're just going to go round and get them off so we can have a look. The good thing is it's nice and dry in there, so there's no oil or any contamination that's caused the clutch to slip. And that's the clutch away. Right, so there's the clutch as you see it sitting on the engine. If I just turn it over, you can see the actual clutch material, and then if I take that away, you can see just how worn it is. So yeah, as we said, there's no contamination, which is good, or any oil, so it purely is the clutch has worn out, and it certainly was worn out. So it's now a case of clean everything up, and then it'll be a case of putting the new clutch back in. The flywheel looks okay as well, which is a good thing. So we're just going to have a look at that now. So yeah, back at the flywheel, that's looking fine, and all the teeth good as well. So while it's here, we just thought we'd check that our clutch does fit. It looks right when we got it, but we always like to check. This is the clutch we got, and it came with the clutch itself. And it also comes with the release bearing and the pressure plate with the big sort of spring fingers that you get. So as you can see there, the clutch is still wrapped up, but it's looking quite nice, and certainly a lot better than the clutch we took out. Well, that's quite nice to see them together there, even though that's got the plastic wrapping on it. Oh yeah, you can see a better view there of the worn clutch and the new ones. What we're going to do is put it on here and just check that those teeth are going to fit, because you don't want to put it all together and then find you can't get it on because of that. Yeah, so we now know that is going to go on, and that's not the issue if we have any problems getting things back on later on. And also what is nice about this one, they should all do it anyway, is you can see that it's hopefully, if we pull that bit of plastic back, you can see it's marked up flywheel side, so it is marked up as well. So now we've checked that and had a look at our clutch, and I know it's definitely going to fit, and it is the right one, as it's matching in general what came off. So we're now just going back over and checking our clutch kit. What we did is just cleaning off that surface, because there was like a sticky sort of residue on it. Of course, we've had a look at the clutch and checked it fitted over those splines, and then we're going to unwrap the protective plastic, because we're now near to fitting it. And of course, we're going to be using a clutch alignment tool, and show you the tool we've set up to do it. Yeah, so our clutch alignment tools, you see we put it through the clutch plate, through the springs, and that goes into the engine side, and that makes sure it aligns, because technically until it's bolted up, this clutch here can just float about. So what would happen is, as you bolt it up, it would fix it in the place where it naturally settled, and then when you come to put the gearbox on, the spline shaft just wouldn't all line up. So that's why you need the clutch alignment tool, and we've checked ours is going to work. So this clutch will, as we do it up, get gripped into the right position so that the spline of the gearbox can go through it all nicely lined up. So we're now ready to start putting it all back. Yes, the other thing is we've had to get, we lucky enough had it, but it's like a special star fitting on the bolts, and it's a mixture of little studs and these bolts. Right, so we're just putting a little bit of copper slip in the entrance. That's just to make sure that it does go in easily, but you don't want too much, but just a small amount there. So we've got all the clutch ready, and we've got it flywheel side marked up. Yeah, you can just about see that. So we've ready to put it all back. Yeah, we've got the clutch into rough position on the dials. Then what we do is put a couple of bolts in very loosely, just so that it can't fall away. And then we'll use our alignment tool then to make sure the clutch is aligned. So then as we do those bolts up tight, it will tighten in the right place. What you can hope is we put a bit of carpet down so that if we did slip or drop the clutch while we're doing this, hopefully it'd fall on something softer than the hard surface and be less likely to be damaged. So what we're going to do now is get on and put in those couple of bolts so that it can't just fall away. Right, so we've now got all the bolts in finger tight, but the clutch plate can sort of float about at the moment. It hasn't been gripped as we do it up. So what we're now going to do is put the clutch alignment tool in so that the clutch can be properly aligned, and once we've done that, then we can tighten up the bolts. And you should even see those little spring fingers sort of tension as we do it up. Right, so we've got the clutch alignment tool in, and as you can see there, that sort of widest part sits in the springs, and then it goes through the clutch plate and into the engine, so that if that can go through, then when we put the gearbox on, that spline shaft should go right through the clutch and line to the sort of chamfered bit on the engine. So what we're now going to do is just start doing those bolts up, and it will then grip that clutch plate in position. And also when we're putting the clutch on, you can't get that in the wrong position because all these studs and bolts need to line up, and you can just look to where that lines up. What we're now going to do is tighten them evenly, as you can see, and you can kind of see, I think, those little sprung loaded fingers tensioning as we're tightening it. Right, so we're going to get on and tighten all of those now. Right, so we've got them all tightened up, and hopefully you can see that all the spring fingers have tightened in evenly, and they've more or less gone past that thick bit of our clutch alignment tool. So now we can take that clutch alignment tool out because it's gripped the clutch plate inside. What we've now got to do is torque those up to the specified torque setting. Right, so what we've just come down to is now underneath the car, looking up at the clutch, and you can see the screwdriver there is on the flywheel, and then that middle almost dark part is the clutch plate, and then you've got the main pressure plate there, and you can even see the mechanism there that pushes onto the clutch there to give you the grip, and you can also see the spring fingers there. Yes, you can see the driver straps there. So yeah, we thought that was good to come under it. It just gives you a little look from the side view, which you of course again wouldn't get once the gearbox is back on, and it gives you a good idea that things are looking as they should do as well. That clutch doesn't look out of a line. Right, so we're now going to do the torque settings, and we're just using a screwdriver into the flywheel and locking it. Also, you need to be careful you don't do any damage, and we'll go round again doing it evenly, setting each bolt to its right torque setting. We're just checking all the torque settings, and as always we're using the Haynes manual. Right, so we've got the gearbox on our little jack lift, but before we put the gearbox back in, we've got to put the release bearing in. What we're doing is just putting a little bit of grease on the inside of that release bearing, and also going to put a little bit on the shaft, so that when it's moving up and down there, it can do that as freely as possible.
Right, and these two clips, there and there, go onto them.
Right, so we've now got the release bearing on. It was a little bit fiddly. We were probably being a little bit gentle. We wanted to make sure it clipped on right, and you just had to get the forks just aligned right so it gently clipped over. So if we move the clutch now, you'll be able to see it moving backwards and forwards, so it can then push against those spring fingers and engage the clutch, and you can see how that rotates. So as it hits the clutch that's turning, it will turn with it and still be able to push. So quite clever, but quite important, and that always needs to be changed, and our kit came with that one. So that's now on, so we are now ready to start offering the gearbox back up to the engine.